Hey guys, in this video I'll be comparing the 1999 Ronnie Coleman and 2009 Jay Cutler. Both of these versions can be considered their best or ultimate forms, and they absolutely dominated their competition at their respective Olympias. As you all know, these two had the best rivalry in bodybuilding history, so it will be cool to see how well their best versions stack up against each other. Now, before the video does start, if you guys are enjoying my videos, a like and sub would be much appreciated, and also let me know down below what comparisons you'd like to see me make. With that all being said, let's get into this video. Here's the first pose, the front double bicep, and in this one both have some amazing attributes. Both have amazing dry quads, huge arms, and great lats. Ronnie seems to have more separation in the quads and, drier, larger biceps and a smaller waistline. Jay's quads look tremendous, and I'm pretty sure he's just not flexing them here. And his calves demolish Ronnie's, and his midsection looks more streamlined in my opinion. That being said, Ronnie has better symmetry in the arms, as Jay does have, that sort of bicep imbalance. It isn't too bad here. And Ronnie also has more definition in the midsection, kind of surprisingly. Now, in terms of size, both have very comparable amounts of muscle and conditioning, and their silhouettes are really just as impressive. Personally, I prefer Ronnie here as he looks freakier in the arms and quads with those super long limbs. However, Jay looks great too. I'd have to give this one to Ronnie though. However, Jay could take this one in my opinion as well. The front lat spread is such a good shot for both of these guys. The width through the clavicles that both present is really just immense, and they fill out the pose in the lats really well. Quads are very impressive for both. However, Ronnie has better outer sweep symmetry in his quads, since Jay has a bit of an imbalance between the left and right outer quad sweeps. In terms of upper bodies, Ronnie definitely has more noticeable separation in the arms and chest, rounder delts, and overall a fuller look, while Jay lacks the fullness but does look very dry. Honestly, I think Ronnie easily takes this pose because he has much more pop and wow factor. Jay looks great, however, Ronnie is too conditioned and peeled and has a much better upper body. Although the last pose was sort of an easy win for Ronnie, the side chest is not an easy battle to win for either of these guys. Both look superb in the lower body, showcasing details upon details in the tie-ins, and overall their side legs look dry to the bone. I'd easily say that it is a tie for the lower body, so looking at their upper halves, I'd say that Ronnie immediately draws my attention. His rear delt looks so much larger than Jay's and the delt as a whole, and his chest shows just a bit more detail. Looking at Jay, he has a crazy, muscle maturity look to his physique, showcasing a really hard-looking delt, an equally as impressive chest, and overall a really muscular, conditioned upper half. This pose is definitely close since both have extremely comparable physiques. However, I think Ronnie ever so slightly gets this one. His delt and chest look a tad bit better, and he has more detail in the midsection. Now, I don't know though. Jay has just as much of an argument to win this pose, so let me know down below who you prefer. Still, I'd stand firm with Ronnie winning here, but Jay is really close. The rear double bicep might be where Ronnie starts to kill Jay. Even though the front shots were relatively competitive, Jay falls behind when it comes to the lower back and the glutes. Ronnie decimates Jay in the sheer glute size as well as in the lower back development. It almost appeared as if Jay's lower back sort of disappeared later on in his career. However, his upper back definitely rivals Ronnie's and potentially beats it in certain areas. Take a look at the dry conditioning and raw size of Jay's traps. I honestly think that Jay has Ronnie beat in that area and has just as an impressive set of lats as well. Ronnie does take the arm department by virtue of larger biceps. However, I've got to give Jay the delts. I know I've been painting the picture to make it seem like there's a chance for Jay to win here. However, if you do step back and take a look at the overall shot, you can see that Jay really can't compete in the overall back and legs. To give him some credit though, he has amazing hamstrings and great conditioning. However, Ronnie definitely wins the pose. His back is too complete and he has some freakishly impressive body parts. The rear lat spread is a similar story as the last pose, except the arms play zero role now. Jay's lack of a lower back isn't nearly as noticeable as it was in the last shot. However, comparing him to Ronnie definitely exposes that missing muscle. Ronnie might not have the most, aesthetic rear double bicep in my opinion. However, he does have a very complete one and one of the most defined lower backs of all time. So it is a no-brainer to give him the win in that region over Jay. It does, seem like both are approximately the same width in the lats. However, Ronnie's upper traps are extremely pronounced and defined, while Jay's almost become washed out. Once again, Ronnie wins the lower body by having larger, more developed glutes and hamstrings. However, Jay really impresses me in the lower body. He was kind of known for having a softer lower half from behind at some of his early Olympia wins, so seeing him so peeled is always nice. Regardless, Ronnie takes this pose rather easily. Here's the side tricep, and just as things were looking to be lost for Jay, he pulls out one of the best side triceps of all time. Look at his midsection, his delt, and side leg. Everything looks phenomenal. In all honesty, Jay never had the best tricep ever, and he would really just nail the pose altogether. Just an all-round amazing pose. All the muscles, everything flowed really well to create one of the most complete side triceps of all time, kind of like Shawn Rhoden, who never really had the best tricep. But to be fair, Jay definitely has a much better tricep than Shawn Rhoden. Anyways, looking at Ronnie just makes me feel a little bit bad. It's not like he didn't, have the tools to hit the pose well. He clearly had a great side leg, a great arm, and a decent midsection, especially back in 1999. To give him some credit though, this picture was taken at the point of transition. You can see this when watching a recap video from the 1999 Mr. Olympia, so it doesn't truly represent what he would look like. I feel like I have to give this, spiel every time I go on to talk about Ronnie's 1999 side tricep. Now, anyways, I don't think Ronnie's best side tricep, even if he were to put it all together for 1999, would beat Jay's best, which is 2009, so Jay would certainly win this one. The Aban Thigh might just be an easy win for Jay again. Jay's quads look perfect here, showcasing feathering in every head of the quad. His midsection doesn't look super blocky like in 08, and his abs look like they are etched out in stone. Ronnie doesn't look half bad here, showing off those insane quads as well. However, his midsection is nowhere near Jay's. Sure, he does have a smaller waist, resulting in a better V taper. However, Jay actually looks aesthetic. I know many people will disagree with me for calling Jay aesthetic. However, I really do think that he is one of the best Aban thighs of all time, specifically here in 09 or in 2001. So partially due to my bias and as well due to objectively judging this pose, Jay would take this one. Here's the last pose, the most muscular, and here both guys look incredible. Jay looks super wide and dense, and Ronnie looks insanely conditioned and muscular. Jay has better traps and quads than Ronnie, while Ronnie has better arms and more separation in the chest. It seems like Ronnie presents thinner skin in general, while Jay has a hard, grainy quality to his muscles. This can be seen clearly in the delts and arms, as Jay's skin looks dry, while Ronnie's looks really thin. Another thing that many people overlook in this pose is definitely the midsection, and looking at the two, you can see that Ronnie is spilling over, while Jay is perfectly streamlined and tight. I know this may seem crazy, but I think that Jay's 09 Most Muscular is defeating Ronnie's 1999 version. He may not have the same thin skin in the chest, delt, or arms, however, he looks to be pieced together perfectly. Structurally wide, cinched in waist, and immaculate separation in the quads. Let me know down below who you guys have winning this pose. Personally, I'd give it to Jay, but, Ronnie could definitely win this one too. Alright guys, that about does it for this video. In summary, I had Ronnie winning this one 5-3, however there were some extremely close shots like that most muscular, the side chest, and the front double that could have gone either way and changed the outcome of the comparison. I feel like both physiques are just as impressive in their own rights, and were just as dominant at their respective shows. I personally prefer Jay's physique, however there's no denying that, Ronnie looked a whole lot freakier and is, objectively genetically superior. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know down below whose physique you prefer, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.